ago about that video. I'm like,
okay. You did, Mr. Fleming.
All right.
You did.
Okay. All right. Lord have mercy.
Let's talk about the video that you put up, Mr. Fleming.
Yeah, share with those who didn't see it on your page what the video was.
We are recording.
The video is about some of the foods that African Americans, Black people eat that's still killing us, and we won't stop eating it. Now, I focus on Black men because most Black men ain't doing anything for their health, but we can focus on Black females too, since there's 3 of y'all on here, and we can talk about Black men. And that food that the preachers at the church recommends, because everybody believes in the Baptist preacher, everybody believes in the guy in the pulpit, and when he finishes, he says, let's go in the basement, or let's go somewhere to mama's house, and let's go and we're gonna eat. And the first thing in there is fried chicken.
Yep.
And then it's a lot of other stuff from pork to, I mean, just stuff that will kill you. And somebody needs to stop that mess. I mean, because I've seen that over the years where people get their leg amputated, will not stop eating pork because they have, I don't know the professional name for it, but what's the professional name for gout, or the medical name for gout?
Gout.
They have gout. I've seen people will not stop eating that. It's almost like, I'm gonna eat what I'm gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? And it's killing us. Now I know some of the reasons why is because a lot of us, we can't afford some of the foods to eat healthy. I understand that, but I don't hear that from people saying they can't afford it. I hear them saying I like it and I want to keep eating it. I saw a lady in the front was it Publix or Kroger? She was in front of me, and I had about $20, I guess, worth of fruit, and that wasn't a lot. I think I had some grapes. I had grapefruits. And I bought a watermelon, which was $7. So if you totaled it up, it was $20. That lady in front of me probably spent $25, and she probably could eat for a week and a half with her folks because she had 5 packs of hot dogs, 5 packs of whatever hamburger meat, or pork chop, or something that she had. It was all just 3 loaves of bread. It was just, and then I understand that we have issues financially. I understand that, and that's why I believe in we should get reparations. I definitely believe that, but I don't think we even talking about changing our diet. We're not even discussing it. You know what I'm saying? And when you get around people, they be like, man, you don't eat that. What's wrong with you? You ain't Black.
Oh, that part right there. Yeah.
Well, let's come clean today as we on this podcast, the Serendipity podcast.
Yes.
And let's come clean and let's talk about now. I'll tell you, my problem is sugar. I eat a little cake every now and then. Look, I don't eat cookies no more. I stopped ice cream. Like, I ain't had ice cream in 10 months almost. I was in the aisle of the day looking at that. I was like, I can't believe I just walked away from it. I just stopped altogether. And you see how slim and trim I am right now.
Yeah,
hey. But let's talk about, let's tell the truth about what y'all still eating. Okay, let me ask you this question before I sip. Y'all eating fried chicken. Don't tell me you're not.
I actually don't.
Go ahead and say it.
You're
going to say, well, every now and then, very little, I might eat some fried chicken, right?
Yeah. That's
what I'm saying.
I don't.
You
not often. But not often. Because I'm actually moving away from chicken. The texture is not, like, it's funny to me now sometimes. So
everybody on here moving away from chicken, huh?
No, I'm not moving away from chicken. I didn't say that.
I like my jerk chicken.
I didn't say that either.
I didn't say that. I just don't eat fried chicken.
Jerk chicken.
Yeah, jerk chicken. Spicy chicken.
But here's a part of
let me see how healthy that is. Let me see.
Here's a part of the issue.
Depends on how you fix it.
With it.
Huh?
Here's the part of the issue that I've seen with it. Like you said, the rejection around it. Because I just went to a party and I get I was talking to my parents about this because I get called out every time I'm at a party at work and they're eating something, whatever. Because I've always eaten differently. I guess maybe because my mom's a nurse and she did talk to us about food, even though we were poor. She bought vegetables for us. So I was at a party and they had a big fresh salad and they had some steamed vegetables and of course they had all the meats. Well, I had a big old plate, but the majority of it was vegetables, and the salad. So nobody saw what I had on my plate. Yes, sir.
They kill me when they say steamed vegetables. What was in them steamed vegetables? I hadn't been to a place. I hadn't been to a place yet that they have turkey or beef or pork in there. Why you just can't have nothing?
That's not a steamed vegetable.
They had green beans and it was red peppers, red and yellow peppers, I think. And so you could tell when there's meat in the vegetables, there's usually some kind of grease or juice at the bottom. These were steamed vegetables. So anyway, when I got ready to sit.
What kind of place was this?
This was at a house party. This was at a house party. This was a 40th birthday party.
For who?
One of my friends.
African American?
Yes.
And they had steamed vegetables with no turkey and no pork and none of that in there.
Not in the green beans. No,
okay. Okay. I've got that. Okay. Well, it ain't been a house I've been to yet.
Yeah.
That had that. So maybe I need
to change your environment.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
For years.
But when I got ready to sit down, at least 3 people said, "Oh, you ain't finna eat that. You ain't finna eat that," because I had a big plate. It was it looked like a lot of food, but it was mostly vegetables. I had a little piece of baked chicken on the side, but 3/4 of my plate was vegetables, the salad and the green beans. But my point is, everybody in the party stopped and turned and looked at me because I had a big plate, and then I'm smaller than a lot of the people that are my age. And so that gets people attention. So they assume that I don't eat because I'm not overweight, but I do eat. I eat a lot. It's just what I eat. But that just goes to the point of this topic. That right there would have just made somebody go back and get a fried piece of chicken but that happens to me all the time. So I'm used to it. At work, they have Publix fried chicken every day for lunch. And I stay in my office and they're like, "You don't want it?" I'm like, "No, I don't." And I don't eat fried chicken. I eat fried chicken maybe 2-3 times a year at the most. I don't eat fried chicken. But that creates an environment where you're by yourself eating, which is the most time when people are communicating and spending time with each other, especially at work. So you're in your own office, you're eating because you're not eating what other people eat. So to me, that's a big part of it, is the rejection and the stigma behind eating healthy. Why is that way? I don't know. And I don't think it's just because of the cost of it, because like I said, my mother raised 3 children by herself and she bought fresh vegetables all the time for us. You can buy a bag of carrots for $2.39. You can slice those up and eat for a few days. A head of cabbage will, feed a whole family. So I don't think it's just.
So wait a minute. A head of cabbage with nothing in it.
Onions and peppers. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you sure your family, I swear, you in Alabama too. I swear, I lived there. I went to all the households, all the so-called wealthy people. I've never seen them have cabbage without some mixed in it. Not no onions and pepper. They gonna have some turkey, some kind of pork, some kind of mixed in it. Because every time, look, my wife used to go check out everything for me, and she said, "Tony, it's got pork in it. It's got beef." I said, "Can I get some vegetables?" She said, "Well, it's got a little pork in it, a little beef in it." She looked at all of it. Mm-hmm. So I know. So I need to. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I need a new environment. I need to travel with you because you go somewhere, a head of cabbage. They don't put no meat and nothing in there. Mm-hmm. And these are Black Americans.
That was her mom.
Yeah. most of my family, and most of the time my mom is doing the cooking, except for at my friend's house. So my mom doesn't cook with all that stuff in, and so I don't cook that way. And I also read healthier ways to cook my meals, and so
well,
I don't cook like that.
I won't say now. Just drink my.
You just drink your coffee. Yeah. So there might be a small group of us, but there are some. But the overwhelming majority, you're right.
And I think your circle right here is a little bit different from
clearly
most people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I experience the same thing as Lavonda. When I go to church, and definitely church, it's not, they have cookies. If they're gonna have, they have pizza, they have cake, they have all kinds of things that are not, and chips and that type of stuff that's out. They have tried to add, but they haven't taken away those things. They just add like a veggie tray. And then, so it's not taking away those, but at least they're adding it as an option, and people do eat those things. But I get kind of like the stigma, or people actually run away from me. So they're putting those things on their plate and they go hide in the corner because I do weight management. And they could even be clients. But I don't talk about what people have on their plate. That's not what I'm there for at that time, unless they're coming to me. So I don't criticize, but they anticipate criticism or being called out. And then they call me out, oh, how do you say so slim? It's like it's a faux pas. Like, and the same thing with you, Lavonda. Like, I eat a lot, like even my in-laws, that's what they've done. Anytime I've gone there, they're like, how do you stay so slim? You eat. Yeah, because I eat frequently, because I'm not eating all that stuff that everybody else is eating, all the time. So, but I think that,
but can you say that's hereditary also? Do you look at it that way?
Well, that whole word of hereditary has been just blown out of context, because hereditary doesn't mean that you can't change it. And it's been expanded. And I think that even doctors use it in a way to kind of placate their patients. And it's wrong, because it's giving them the wrong idea. Because I'll hear people tell me, yeah, I went to my doctor and they said it's hereditary. And I will be quick to tell somebody that doesn't mean that you can't change it. You can change what you're doing. You can impact your health differently just because your family ate like that. But they look at it like it's something just being passed on. Yeah, the behavior is being passed on. The choices are being passed on.
I agree with some of that. And some of it, I have to say, have you seen people that maybe went to high school with you, and I mean a whole family, and they the same size, and they sit down and eat. They eat like a water buffalo, and they just don't. They do not pick up a pound. I got a partner like that. His sister, his two sisters, all of them thin as a rail, and they went through. I mean, the same size since doggone 8th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you say about that then?
Because that's who we call the fat, the skinny fat. So they look like they're okay on the outside. And this is actually a medical term that's used. It's used in medical. It's skinny fat. And what it is, they'll be skinny on the outside, but when you check their blood, any one of them can be on cholesterol medicine, high blood pressure medicine.
I'm not saying they're not sick.
But
I'm just saying I'm not saying they're not sick. I'm just saying their weight hasn't changed and they keep eating the same stuff.
They're just fortunate in that way, or not fortunate, because if it doesn't show on the outside, then people don't tend to pay attention to it, and so they get away with it. Other people are thinking, oh, they eat well or whatever, or they can eat whatever they want, and then somebody that's not so fortunate to be that size, be slim, will go ahead and eat the same things, and of course it's showing up on them, so it looks like they're doing things that the skinny people aren't doing, and that's not true. It's actually more common to have a lot of skinny fat people walking around with horrible blood work, probably worse than even some people that are way heavier than them, because they are eating like that. And we have vegetarians that eat chips. Yeah, it has no meat, but guess what?
Or
it
local
has no
bread.
nutritional value. Yeah. So, we determine so many things on the outside. What I've had to catch myself doing too is, there are people that have made a positive impact in their weight. They've actually started to change how they eat, but they were so big that when you see them, they're still big as far as you're concerned. They're still overweight, but they actually probably lost 80, 100 pounds already because they were actually larger. So we have to be aware that we may not know where somebody is in their journey too.
So when you say moderation, what do you call moderation?
Oh no, I don't even use that word. I don't use that word.
Okay,
because I will tell somebody that their moderation is not the same as my moderation.
So when you said you eat a little fried chicken every now and then, Lavonda said, I eat a little fried chicken every now and then.
I said 3 times a year. Maybe.
I eat it infrequently. I probably eat it every couple of months. Seriously, we don't even fry food here at my house.
So you eat it every couple of months. So that'd be 6 times a year?
Maybe.
Okay, Lavonda, you say 3 times. What? Christmas, Thanksgiving, and what? Huh? What's your 3 times?
It is probably around those holidays, because I don't cook it. I don't fry it. My mom doesn't fry it, so it's usually at some kind of family.
Kimberly, do you fry chicken?
No, I don't eat fried chicken. I don't eat a lot of fried food. Well, French fries, but I don't
I'm
eat.
saying we throw out a lot of, saying, but do we
No, I
eat it?
don't eat it. I stopped. I kind of like conditioned myself to not want to eat it because of the way it smells when it's made. And I got a big nose, so when
Fried
things
chicken.
start to smell, I'm like, oh, yeah, it messes up your whole house. Like you fry that
So
stuff,
you,
your whole house.
so you don't eat
Never.
chitlins?
Absolutely not. Oh God, no.
Never
Y'all
had
don't eat
chitlins.
chitlins?
No,
Never had a
when I
chitlin.
see the
Well, I tell
bucket,
you.
I'm out.
Now that's a smell for sure.
When I
don't
see the
how
bucket,
anybody
I
can
leave.
eat that after it
Goodbye.
smells up your house. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never
y'all
had
eat-
it.
yeah.
My
I
mother has never
didn't,
had
I
it.
didn't even know
Yeah.
what that was until probably I moved to Florida.
I
did not
knew
know
what it
that
was. And I
And
knew
I
I
had
didn't want
plenty
no
friends
fried
trying to get me to eat it.
chicken. No. Nope, never
Okay,
have.
so
Never have.
let's go over some of the filthiest. No, it is filthy, but 50. Let's go through some of the 50 unhealthiest food in the world.
Okay.
All 50?
And one of them I just saw somebody eating the other day. The first one on here is pizza.
Oh, that's
Somebody I
me.
know, somebody right
That's
here.
me. That's
Yeah,
me.
I
That's
know.
me. It's
Eat
my
pizza.
fave. That's my
I love
favorite.
pizza.
It's one of my faves.
Pizza is one of the unhealthiest junk foods in the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like fried garbage.
other than
It's
the
like you
braid,
just, it
the
looks like you
bread.
just went in the garbage, took it out, laid it on a platter, put some foil under that, and then stuck it in the oven and heated it up. And then
I'm
you
trying
brought
to
it
figure out
out.
what your garbage
and
can
then,
look like.
Then you chop it out.
What does your garbage can look like? Because if your
So-
garbage looks like pizza, that's another story.
Hold on, I want to make sure I got this right. Doc, you eat pizza?
I eat pizza.
Lavonda, you eat pizza?
I love pizza.
Okay, so that was number one. Let's talk about number two here. Cheetos.
Oh, hot Cheetos. I like hot Cheetos.
Doc eat Cheetos. She over there smiling. Look at her.
Occasionally.
Cheetos.
Occasionally.
I like hot Cheetos.
Oh, there we go with this occasionally. We can't
It
use that
is.
occasionally.
'Cause
stuff.
I
2
don't
to
buy
3
it.
times a year.
I don't bring it
That's
in the
my
house.
occasion.
It's not something on
Oh,
the
would you eat it in the
list.
car?
No.
You say you don't bring it in the house.
Right. So I might be somewhere at an event and I'll eat some. Yeah.
You
Okay.
eat it in the car. It took me a second. I got it.
Well, I don't eat any of that. All right. So the next one,
Next one, number 3 is
Well,
what?
first, if there's any chips, I eat them because I love chips.
white bread.
No.
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 Nope.
Doc ain't saying
No, I don't eat white bread.
you don't eat white bread.
No.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
I eat bread at all.
Does the Hawaiian sweet roll count as white bread?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I eat that.
That counts as sugar and white bread.
Mark me down.
Yeah, that's two of the.
Mark me down.
You get whammy with two.
So it says white bread can cause increase in blood sugar. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the worst offenders.
now it says try whole grain bread, but I don't.
Even that is tricky.
Right.
Because just bread is bread. And if you don't choose a bread that has increased fiber added to it, then
So then, what are you gonna eat with your sandwich? How people eat sandwiches?
lettuce.
And I don't eat a lot of sandwiches.
Or you can
There you
do
go. There she go with that a lot. I don't eat a lot of sandwiches. What does that mean? Do you eat sandwiches?
I eat a sandwich.
Sandwiches maybe once or twice a year for real.
I'm not a sandwich person.
I'll eat a sandwich.
Lavonda be once or twice and 3 times a year.
I don't have any reason to lie. I don't
Okay.
I don't have any reason to lie.
It ain't called lying. It's just called misinformation and just
Not
forgetting
me.
and forgetting stuff.
He had a sandwich the
Not
other
me.
day. And he trying to deflect.
What did I
Not
have?
me.
I'm not a
Oh, no.
sandwich person.
Yeah, I used to love tuna sandwiches until I found out I was allergic to tuna. So then that
Well, I
really
had-
cut out my sandwich.
Wait, what? Why was you eating? You
If
didn't
was
break
eating
out in
something you
hives or
wasn't to,
nothing?
When you breaking out every time?
Yeah, there was no breaking out in hives or nothing.
Well, Dr. Nicole knows this, hence the word doctor. You can develop food allergies throughout your lifetime. So I had eaten tuna for years, just like I had eaten shellfish until I discovered I was allergic to it. And no, ma'am, I didn't swell up. My throat closed. And I was having anaphylactic shock almost every day for
tuna.
until
Wow. A good
I-
wow.
But it was, and you said you
I was
developed
allergic.
it later on. It wasn't like
For
something
tuna.
that was the whole time.
There are a lot of people.
This was like
Does
3 months ago, or actually,
Wow.
yeah.
Does it do that for
Wow.
pork chops?
No, but I wish it
Just
did.
you swallow the
But I
pork
don't eat
chops.
pork. Yeah. No, don't do that for pork. I think some people are allergic to pork. It's not
That happened to my mom though. My mom used to eat pork as growing up, but as an adult, she couldn't eat it. She actually was allergic.
Wow.
She developed allergy.
Wow.
Okay, fruit juices.
Yeah,
I don't drink juice.
Yep.
I don't drink juice. I do not drink juice.
Nope.
Nope.
This is hilarious.
I stopped drinking juice in high school.
XXX.
Look at the sugar count. All you gotta do is I read labels. So
I don't read labels. I just
have
pop
no sugar added. The natural sugar in it.
Did you
drinking the
you
most
read the
sugar
label
part of the fruit.
I just told my mom that.
Do you read the labels on the pizza box?
There is no label on a pizza box.
There's no label on the pizza box. But
it
when
should
I eat,
be.
I just have to pop up.
It doesn't say what you say.
It should be.
Yeah, it should be.
It's the most unhealthiest food in the world. So there's no labels on there nowhere.
Nope. It's so
Not
good.
unless it's store bought. The store bought one.
Yeah, they have.
And I think
the one you get from the pizza place.
Yeah.
You can look up the nutritional
The ingredients,
on the website.
On their website, yeah.
Okay. Sausage.
Well,
I eat turkey.
I'll eat beef. If it's beef smoked sausage, I'll put it in my red beans and rice.
Chicken sausage these days.
Listen to this for all you, because I think somebody said they had a little piece of bacon the other day. Who said that? Somebody said that. So sausage, bacon, and other red meat are linked to bowel cancer.
Yeah, that.
And some of y'all say, well, I'm gonna have to get bowel cancer.
Well, I eat turkey sausage, so I don't think turkey sausage is the same.
Oh, there we go. We always go that turkey. I eat turkey meat.
But that is what I do.
I mean, turkey has a lot of salt in it as well, almost as much as pork.
I think it's the nitrates that's in the bacon.
I try not to eat anything that has parents. Now I do.
Your fish had parents.
I do. I say I do eat fish.
Your fish had parents.
But anything else that has parents, I do not try to eat.
Yeah.
So I have to give up my fish for that. I do every now and then, like a little. I eat a little when I'm out in the.
What's a little? What's a little?
Yeah, I said there you go. I'm gonna use yours.
What's a little?
Maybe 3 times a year.
That's really new. That's really new.
Yeah, that's very new.
Now, okay.
We need confirmation. Where's Mrs.
Here we go.
Fleming at?
Here we go. Y'all favorite. Now don't sit here. Do not look in this camera and tell an untruth.
Alcohol.
Ice cream.
No.
Yep. Yes.
Maybe once a year. Seriously, because that's my weakness. And once I start, it's all down.
I had ice cream 2 days ago.
Ice cream.
2 days.
Once a year, maybe.
Mine is once a month.
Okay.
Once a month.
So when you see some more ice cream, you say, "Oh, I already ate mine for the month. I'm not gonna." Do you do
mine are really? It's really derived off of hormones. Like when it's a hormonal situation, I'll go ham on ice cream.
Yeah,
and that's usually when I'll eat it during that time.
Ice cream is my weakness, so I don't buy it at the grocery. Yeah. I don't bring it home. I don't go to the ice cream shop.
no stopping. I have no control with that.
So if it's your weakness, how do you eat it?
I just don't buy it.
As long as I don't buy it and put it in the house, then it's not easy access.
Yeah.
So I won't go out of my way to get it.
Yeah, and I try not to have it. Matter of fact, when we were in Atlanta, we both said we wanted an ice cream cone, but we never did because I knew if I did,
no, we did.
I was gonna start. It was gonna start it.
I love ice cream though.
I would have bought it if I had gone through the drive-thru and gotten a cone. I would have gone on down that path. So didn't have
French fries and potato chips.
Me.
So you eat like 4 to 8 so far.
I'm the skinny fat person. That's me. Okay. I'm definitely the skinny fat person.
So the 2 up top, y'all don't eat French fries or potato chips?
I do occasionally.
Occasionally French fries, and potato chips, I would say in the last year I have gotten into some potato chips, but before that I really wasn't. But now I would say I still have kind of control of it.
I had French fries before we got on this live.
I think the weight stops me. Like you said, you're skinny fat. I'm not skinny fat. If I ate French fries and ice cream like that, everybody would know it. So luckily the scale will stop me.
So I'm looking up occasionally because y'all been throwing that out.
We said
And
it
so
would
occasionally,
we said it would occasionally.
Like it's not even twice a month or something like that. Like just like
not even every month.
it says occasionally is
that Merriam-Webster?
infrequent or irregular intervals. Now and then.
Now and then.
That's
So
what it means.
what is now and then?
2 to 3 times a year.
Now and then.
Okay. All right.
What's the next one?
Processed meat.
Oh, if that's lunch meat, I put it on my sandwich.
Yeah.
I would say pepperoni when it's on a pizza. That's the processed meat that I have. Yeah.
I like cracked pepper turkey.
Processed meat causes many diseases: colon cancer, type 2 diabetes, heart disease. So, but we eat that. It's Black America eats that. It's in their refrigerators. It's in
White America eats it too.
Yep.
Everybody.
But we understand white America eat it, but it affects Black America more than anybody. It already says that, we have.
But these things are compound effects. So you can't just say one item.
No, we naming all of them.
But I'm saying, right, but so you have people that eat all of those things on a regular basis. So every week, one day they have steak, the next day they have, lunch meat, the next day they have pork, the next day they have, so you have people that put all of those things together. So, I think that's different.
And then, you know what they say?
What's that? They don't do that?
That devil gave me cancer, and I'm going to fight that cancer. That devil gave it to me. No, you ate cancer.
That's really,
you
that's
ate
really
it. You know what I'm
sad.
saying? The devil gave it to me.
And they believe that.
Who are you talking to who said the
I
devil
don't know if
gave
they
it
believe
to
that or that relieves them of the responsibility.
Who said that?
I think it relieves them of responsibility, and I
answering.
think that we've been taught that. We've been taught that because at church, you sitting there, you eating, those things at church after church and what have you. So, and then the preacher that you see exemplifies the result of that. So you think that, and that's the only sin that's not talked about is gluttony.
And I hear this too.
Like nobody talks about
it. The doctor put me on this kind of pill. The doctor gave me this.
It's the doctor's fault.
You put yourself in that situation to be on that medication. I mean,
it's another
I get that all the
sin.
time.
It's another sin Black churches stay away from too. They don't talk about racism.
Oh yeah,
they stay away from that. Especially the mega churches, because they funded by the government. If you got,
I know that until you said that.
There's quite a few sins that they don't talk about because of that funding from the government. Quite a few.
I think if you got 200 or 300 employees, you get $1 million a year, or a little bit more from the government. So it's hush hush.
Yeah,
well, my church isn't that big, so my pastor actually talks about it. My pastor's not Black.
Mine is not that big either.
Well, mine is that big,
but
and
he has been talking about racism a lot lately.
Well, I remember one church, and this guy, this was maybe 2000, maybe 1999 or something like that. He did a whole message on racism, and it's not Fred Price, because Fred Price came back and did a series for 6 months on racism, and people ran from him, and all the Black pastors ran from him. They didn't want to, sign off on it.
That's catching.
Catching,
for sure.
Yeah, but this other pastor did it, and his upline, churches got uplines, right? So his pastor,
he
got upline. They call them spiritual fathers. My spiritual
bishop
father,
or whoever the
bishop, Lord,
which is his upline.
Was that the Lord?
No. Spiritual father. Brought him in and funded TV shows for him and help him.
Like
frontline diamonds,
like the bishop.
His frontline diamonds.
The bishop, exactly.
He after his upline talked with him, he came back and said, "I'll never talk about race ever again." And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
It was a sin, right? So why would you not talk about that sin? Because it stirs up too much. And well, his upline is the one who got Fred Price started with this so sixism, because his upline daughter or son had some kind of conversation about with Fred Price thought about, we not married into another culture, another race. We won't do that. And then Fred Price got upset, and you go on YouTube right now, you can see it's 6 months of, it might have been longer than that, of just, he went through the whole Bible, he went through all the books, and he went through the Quran, he went through everything, and breaking down racism, which is an interesting series to see. But my point, what was the point? How did I jump on racism? How we jump on church?
So the topics that aren't talked about in church.
Oh yeah, church. Yeah, that was one of them. Definitely not. And but like you said, gluttony, because we think that's good eating.
That's good eating.
Why though? Why?
But see, what you're saying though is you're talking gluttony. That's overindulging as opposed to eating bad. Those are two different things.
Isn't that the same?
No, because you're you can overindulge in all them vegetables that are being eaten because you're eating too much. You're eating. That's gluttony, or not. And it's not even just eating. Gluttony is just overindulging, because you can overindulge in sex. You can overindulge in watching TV. You can overindulge in working hard. Like, gluttony is just overindulging. Now,
wait. What's the definition of overindulging?
Too much.
Okay, but what is too much?
Too much.
What is too much?
Like, you're full and you keep eating.
And you keep going.
You just keep eating.
Okay, so you're saying that so you're saying that if I'm eating pork chops, greens with pig in it, and I don't know, potato salad. Okay, so as long as I eat a small portion 3 times a day, I'm all right. The problem is me eating the big portion, but as long as I can eat pork and the pig and the skunk and all that, but as long as I don't overindulge in it. Is that what you're saying? I can eat all
still think
hot
that's
dogs.
A form of gluttony.
I can eat 2 hot dogs.
I don't think it's gluttonous because it's not too. You're not eating in excess.
So you're saying,
but it is if you put those 3 together for the whole day. That is gluttony.
So you're saying you can eat pig.
Something that's not good.
Hold
for
on. You can eat pig, hot dogs. You can eat steak. You can eat all that, long as you don't overindulge every day. So long as you get a small portion, 3, you good for the. You can do that all.
I think you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying eating bad and gluttony are 2 separate. I mean, they can be combined, but we're talking about them in 2 separate. Because you went down a list of unhealthy food, and then you went into gluttony.
No. Doc,
those are 2 different things.
Doc brought gluttony because the church doesn't talk about it now.
But I'm just saying those are 2 different.
Okay,
things.
but I'm saying,
and again, once again, gluttony keeps getting put with food. It's not just food. Gluttony is just overindulging too much in excess, or in too much. You're doing too much. I'm not saying that word. So it can be too much of anything, not just food.
The church doesn't talk about gluttony.
Well, no, I totally agree with that. I'm just saying, but don't put it with just food. For Mr. Fleming, it's not
say, well,
just
my
food.
church does, and everybody gonna say that.
We were talking about food.
Well, so you're saying, long as you eat the right size portions, you can eat anything. Ain't nothing unhealthy.
I think I said gluttony is not considered eating just this. It's eating way too much. That's what I said.
All right, let me ask this question then. I'm asking all 3 of y'all. Can you eat anything long as you don't turn it into gluttony, long as you don't gluttonize it? I don't know that's not a word, but I'm saying long as you don't overeat. If you eat a little bit of bacon this morning, a little bit of bacon later on, a little bit, long as you eat small portions of pig, bacon, skunk, hog maw, all that, you saying that's good. Long as it's not overeating.
No.
Hot dogs.
I don't think
hot
anyone,
dogs,
no one's saying that it's good. It's just not gluttonous.
No. The question is, the cold conversation came about on being healthy or unhealthy. You know, what are you eating? Because we're going down the list of unhealthy things. So bacon in a small portion is healthy, as long as you eat just a little bit every day.
So
I
here,
think you're throwing. I think
hear
you're
the
throwing
definition?
terms around. Like, yeah, you're just throwing terms.
you want to
I'm
hear
not-
the
I'm
definition?
asking.
Let's talk about the definition of gluttony.
Okay.
As a noun, habitual greed or excess in eating. So greed can apply to that you keep eating that same stuff that you're not supposed to be eating over and over again.
Okay.
Well, that's in most folks' refrigerator, because most people go to the store and buy the same stuff when they run out. They usually go back and get more hot dogs, more
That's
hamburgers,
right.
more pork chops, more, you know. So it's the same stuff over and over. Hog dog.
True.
Hog dog.
But
Yeah.
for me, I feel like it's important to eliminate certain things from your diet. And if I'm gonna have bacon, which again I do rarely have bacon, if I have it, I eat it that day, or whenever it's done, I'm done with it. I don't go back and repurchase the bacon because it's not a healthy part of my lifestyle and what I purchase on a regular basis. I think it's hard to completely eliminate every single thing, but definitely if I have something that I know is high on the unhealthy list like bacon, I'm not gonna eat bacon 3 times a day, for sure.
One time though.
Gluttony or
One time.
unhealthy. I know I'm not eating bacon 3 times.
One
a day.
time
Or
a day?
3 times a week. No, sir.
One
I
time
can't tell
a
you last
day?
time I had bacon.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. I had
I'm just
bacon
asking. She
maybe-
said she ain't gonna eat it 3 times a day.
But
I'm saying
you
gonna
know
eat it one
what?
time?
Go ahead.
I'm asking.
Last month I maybe or the month before I had bacon, and it was on a salad that I couldn't get it all off, a club salad or whatever, and had some chopped up bacon on it. But I can't tell you when I purchased bacon last.
But it needs to be emphasized here that there are healthy and unhealthy people in every category of food eating. So
Absolutely.
you can have people that eat meat, you can have people that eat fish, you can have people that are vegetarian, you can have people that are vegan, that are unhealthy or healthy. So still within those categories, you still have to make certain choices and frequencies.
See that right there will keep Black folks eating that pork chop and that pig and all that other stuff you just said. See, that's the justification, because I don't really eat that much, Tony. I just eat a little bit of it.
Yeah,
See,
but they're not telling the truth.
They're not telling the truth,
say,
right?
No, somebody. See, that's all that's all they need to hear, right?
That's
they good now.
When people come to me and say they don't eat that much, and I'm like, okay.
Well, they might not be lying though, because I have people come to me that are a little weight happy, and they'll literally only eat 1 to 2 times a day, and I'm like, you're making things worse for you. That's how you're getting bigger, because now your body's storing everything you touch.
That can be debated though, because you got people that doctors that will say that less in, less gain. So you
Not
can
necessarily.
less
in, less gain.
Yeah, less amount of food you eat, less amount of weight you gonna gain.
But they're not doing it in the right caloric deficit.
I can't say that, because you got people in different religions. Like Malcolm X only ate 1 time a day.
He wasn't happily overweight.
Huh? Maybe that's why he wasn't overweight. Maybe that's why he wasn't overweight. What do you mean?
Well, it counts what he was eating.
Man, because he didn't eat. He might have ate like Gandhi.
Man, there's people right now that will probably, when we put this out, comment and say, I don't eat but 1 time a day.
Yeah, but you have to ask them what they eat, because that's the other thing. I've heard people say, I eat once or twice a day. Then when you ask them to list everything they eat, when they got through telling you that, I had 3 pieces of chicken with, I had, the details.
Well, most people eat 1 time a day. They ain't eating all that.
But are they taking vitamins though?
The people who eat 3 pieces of chicken, they eat 3 times a day.
Are they taking vitamins? The people that are eating 1 time a day?
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're taking all kind of, putting all kind of oils on their body. I'm sure they're doing all that kind of stuff, because if they doing that, you know, they usually are really looking at their health honestly. So, but
I
we
have
can.
a lot of people tell me they eat once a day.
And no,
you
not
know what I
healthy.
do.
So they think
Not
I only
eating no
ate-
vitamins.
So that's I'm good because I only ate
I
once.
have
You
clients.
ate 6 pieces of fried chicken, but you only ate once. There's a lot of people that
Right.
eat twice a day.
Oh, I had a shake this morning, and I had a shake for lunch, and then I had chicken and waffles and a salad and a Diet Coke for dinner.
Right.
And you were 300 pounds, and you're confused. How?
Well, we got some stuff that'll help you with that. But all right, the next one is processed cheese.
I
Pretty
can't
much
eat cheese
eliminate.
anyway.
I like cheese.
I'm lactose, but I'll eat it on pizza.
We got to help
But
this
I'm lactose
individual.
intolerant,
Okay.
so I don't eat a whole lot of cheese.
I love
Yeah,
cheese, but
because
after
it's
my mom
ugly
had
if
a
I
heart
do.
attack and she showed me the video that her cardiologist showed her on cheese. After that, been
You're
about
good. You're cured.
not much cheese. No.
High calorie coffee drinks like the creamers, the
Starbucks.
syrups, the sugars that
You
are
know where I
frequently
am
added.
on that one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I do put it in my coffee.
Mine is 4 grams of sugar and 30 calories per tablespoon.
My coffee looks like a milkshake by the time I'm done.
I don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that either.
Sucralose.
Who?
Fake
Sucralose.
sugar. Is that like the fake? No, that's not.
Yep.
Fake.
That's it.
That's
Artificial
Splenda.
sweeteners.
You said what? Say it again.
Sucralose.
Mhm.
Sucralose. Yeah.
No,
Well, how is it pronounced?
Splenda.
That's wrong. That's
No, that's correct.
that's
okay.
right. Mm-hmm.
Artificial sweeteners will not help you with weight loss. Actually, gives you weight gain.
Yep.
Because people tend to overuse them too.
Yeah.
They
And it
think that
tricks
it gives
your
them
brain.
permission to eat the other stuff. That's why
And your
all-
brain is
they get the
looking
Diet
like
Coke
sugar.
with the Big Mac and the large fry.
That's all
And
my
apple.
wife uses is what's the other stuff? Not sucralose, but
Splenda.
yeah, Splenda and something else. I'm like
Stevia.
stevia. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Sugar, pure sugar cane is actually better for you if you're gonna have sugar.
There's
get a-
study on what that
a
does. to
real
your brain.
sugar cane.
So it's not good for you.
All right, Cool Whip,
Oh no! Oh God, no!
coffee creamer.
We just talked
Yeah,
about that.
we just said that.
Zero sugar coffee creamer is what I use when I drink my coffee
All right, frozen
that
items.
I've been drinking for a year and a half.
Yeah,
Frozen items.
yeah. I eat frozen
No,
vegetables.
I do frozen items.
Mhm.
I don't understand. what
Sometimes
that-
frozen vegetables are better than the
Yeah.
fresh vegetables.
Than your
'cause
fresh ones.
They get flash frozen.
I don't understand what
No.
that one is.
Maybe
It
they
says
meant processed food.
manufactured add preservatives to frozen food to make it last longer.
Oh, they
Yes.
talking about like
That's
the
a
frozen
preservative.
meals.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they talking about like the
preservative.
frozen meals. Yeah,
You're talking about what?
like the
Those
frozen
preservatives
meals,
and
lean
yeah, like the
cuisine,
lasagnas and
not frozen.
your hangry mans and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
What's hangry man?
Is it hangry? Hungry?
I think it's hungry.
Somebody.
Hungry.
I think it's
Those are
hungry
probably
man.
the oldest.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
she
You got
had
a
that
phone
Urban
call.
Dictionary mixing with
Like the Stofers and the banquets and those
yeah,
type-
those.
Bottled
Hungry Man has been around
smoothies.
since forever.
What
What
kind of
is it?
smoothies?
Bottle.
What
Oh,
are they?
yeah.
Bottled
Oh, yeah,
smoothies?
those are full of sugar.
Oh, in a bottle.
Mhm.
Yep, those are.
Charred.
Too much sugar.
Okay, charred meat. Y'all just ate some.
Charred meat?
That means
Yeah.
grilling the meat.
I would say, yeah, grilled. That's bad for you? I thought that was better cooked.
Charred meat is hazardous and can cause cancer.
Yep.
I did not know that.
We come on over. We gonna throw some on the grill.
I did not know
can't
that.
get
What
no-
makes it bad?
Because it's charred.
Let's keep going.
Oh, because it's like it's overcooked on the outside and could be undercooked on the inside.
Y'all ain't gonna stop throwing it on the grill, so it don't matter. Fast foods.
Donuts.
Just
Daddy
had
don't
French
have-
fries a few seconds ago.
Yeah, where's donuts on the list?
Yeah.
And cake.
Where? Matter of fact, where's the chocolate covered almonds?
Right, the
He's
lemon.
skipping some of the
Where them at?
numbers. I think he's
Oh,
skipping
that-
the numbers.
Oh, they at Publix. You can go down there. You can get them anytime you want.
Where are they on the
They
list?
got the.
Where they on the list?
They got the red.
Uh,
You know,
color.
I don't think you should be reading this list because I'm sure you skipped it.
Yeah, I think he did.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure he skipped it.
Yeah, because sugar was probably number one.
Right. It was probably an example. He didn't read it.
Yeah.
Pie crust. Y'all eat pie crust. That's the
Yeah.
best. That's the best part of the pie.
What?
Peach cobbler.
Well, I made some the other day. It was so good.
Oh man, they said brown
Man,
rice. Brown rice is bad.
Yes,
I'm
it
really
is.
good about
It's
rice.
the same as
People
wheat
don't-
bread.
People don't believe that it has a lot of carbs
Well,
in it.
white rice, I thought that was awful.
Oh, that's even worse.
Have you seen
just-
how they prepare rice? How they pick it in the fields and that water that is rinsed in?
So you don't eat rice at all?
Not very often.
I don't know how to
I
cook
do
it.
quinoa.
I love quinoa.
Biscuits.
Love it. Nah,
I love biscuits, but don't.
I
do
like
very
them.
often.
I eat them
You
occasionally.
like 3 times a year, right?
Yeah, there you go. You know it. That's the rule.
Wait, does a Hawaiian
Thanksgiving.
sweet roll count as a biscuit?
Thanksgiving,
times a
Christmas,
year.
and New Year.
No, it's more often than that.
Oh, okay.
12,
Yeah.
12 times a year for me.
Is a Hawaiian sweet roll considered a biscuit?
No, it's
You
considered
already got
white
counted
bread
out
and sugar.
in the white bread and sugar.
Add me to that biscuit list too. Then.
White bread and sugar. That's what it's considered. Cookies.
Oh,
I don't eat cookies. See?
Yeah.
that is definitely that's now cookies is my kryptonite, like ice cream is y'all's kryptonite. I can't. Like I try to not have less than 2 cookies a day. It's hard.
You try not to have less than 2 cookies a day.
That's worse than kryptonite because we not doing
Yeah,
the
that's
ice
working
cream.
a
We're
little
doing
bit
the
backwards.
cookies.
Like I'm just like,
So, do you have the cookies in your cabinets?
What?
So that means you have more than 3 cookies a day.
But then I try to mentally be like, well, it's the mini cookies.
in the oh boy.
You
I
probably
be like,
even
it's,
really
it's
go.
the mini cookies, so it's not
Yep.
that big.
Jello.
that's-
What about Jello?
Oh God, no.
Mm, no Jello.
Oreos.
Jello as a kid.
That's a cookie. That's a brand of a cookie.
That's what it got on here.
Really, just specifically Oreos, not just.
Yeah.
And guess what? Oreos are considered vegan.
Right, I just saw that on something.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, I guess
okay.
I'm vegan then.
I guess I'm gonna give it something. I didn't know that.
See, now that's not
Right,
good.
let me
That's
get
not right.
Sugar, no.
Barbecue sauce.
Oh,
Yeah,
Y'all eat that.
I have them on my chips. Barbecue chips.
Ugh.
Barbecue chips. I don't dip my chips
I
in
thought you dipped
barbecue.
it in
No.
barbecue sauce.
So barbecue
Nah.
sauce because it's made like with the tomato base and there's a lot of sugar added to barbecue sauce and ketchup.
Diet ice cream.
What? And the
Diet
Lord's
ice
name.
cream. Oh, here go one. Meatloaf.
Yeah.
You know y'all eat that meatloaf.
How is that bad?
Not really.
I haven't had it in a long time, but how is that bad?
Meatloaf is high calorie food with oversized portion of beef. You can swap the meat with turkey or chicken for better consumption. Here we go again. I
And
eat
then a lot of
turkey.
people
I
add
get, you gonna eat turkey loaf, huh?
breadcrumbs or something to it too.
Oh, to
Yeah.
keep, you have to make it stick. Yeah.
And eggs too. Some people add eggs.
Mhm.
You got to add the egg to keep it formed.
Nachos.
Ooh, every time I go to the movies.
I like nachos.
Now that is true at the movies.
Mhm.
I
Mayonnaise.
like nachos.
I do put a dollop on my sandwich.
Mayonnaise.
I'm looking real bad
Yeah,
over
I
here.
don't eat
I know.
mayonnaise.
It's not looking
I
good
know.
for the kid.
I don't eat mayonnaise. Yeah, you got a lot on this list.
I'm like the skinny fat person for real.
Mhm.
So I'm reading something here that says when a large amount of chickens and turkey are put in a tight space, it's a breeding ground for bacteria, including Salmonella and E. coli.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
in
Stop
fact,
it.
research from the Center for Disease Control Prevention found 85% of the urinary tract infections are caused by the E. coli and these chickens in a tight space that y'all are eating, whether baked or grilled or fried.
Your fish too. Don't get it
chicken and turkey,
twisted.
no.
Your fish
No.
are also put in
I'm
tight
not eating
spaces.
farm raised. I'm not eating farm raised fish unless they lie to me, which they probably do lie. a
They
lot.
do.
If you
But
buying it out of a
saying,
store, you're being lied to.
You know, they.
So
I
it's
can tell.
definitely
I
farm.
can tell
That's
by how
the
thick it
kind
is if it's farm raised. I can tell. I can look at the fish and know
No,
Y'all,
you
agree-
can't.
y'all have
Oh, because
created
No,
this
they're
monster.
they're
You
bigger,
cannot.
Y'all,
like
y'all
like
have
the
created this
supersized
monster.
chickens.
See,
No,
have
the
the
salmon
debate.
is really big.
I have debate with Outback Steakhouse. You know, they got a nice salmon in there, and every time they
love it.
swear that's Atlantic cod. I'm like, man, y'all, you're not
They're
telling
not
the truth.
lying. Alaska has some huge salmon.
But I'm saying Atlantic caught fish mean it's fresh caught. It mean it ain't been farm raised.
Right.
When I look at that salmon, I can tell they done fed that with something else too, because it's too thick. You know what I'm saying? But they swear to me. Now I don't know if they're gonna put it publicly that because they can get a lawsuit that it's not that's not farm raised.
But
You
they're
know,
not lying. If it's caught in the Atlantic Ocean, that means they got a farm in the Atlantic Ocean and they caught it out their farm in the ocean.
Is that a Hollywood square answer? We got the
I
four
think
squares
so.
there. What am I supposed to say?
That's how they got you. Yes, it was caught in the Atlantic where our farm is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so let's circle back on. So you went? Did you finish?
The whole thing is about eating unhealthy and people getting all kind of cancer and diabetes and all that. Now, I'm not saying you can't get it just even being healthy, but 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that. But, you know, and that's not a reason not to try to be healthy. It's not a reason not to, you know, look at certain things that know that they tell you that it causes this and you won't stop eating it. That's what I'm saying. And, you know, I know we can save money. We can say that we can't afford it. We don't have an income to buy and eat healthy because eating healthy is expensive, you know, but I don't hear people even saying, I want to eat healthy. Maybe they don't want to say I can't afford it, but I don't hear people talk that. Everybody I know justify all the hog maws and everything that they eat.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit because, you know, so you have people that are on assistance and like, especially for kids. So here it is, we're teaching kids from early on. So we talked about how juice isn't healthy, but if it's WIC approved, if it's Women and Children Department, you know, on the EBT card, if it says that it's approved for them, then they automatically think that that is healthy when it says that. And so we have the governmental entity actually going against what the pediatrician is telling the parent to get or not to get because it's saying that it's approved for this card. Now, that doesn't mean that they have to get that, but they think that it's healthy for their child because it's been labeled that.
Well,
and
I mean,
so,
yeah.
Right.
What is that? The food chart? What is that called?
The pyramid, the food
The
pyramid.
food pyramid.
Right. The stuff on there is not healthy.
That's the real pyramid
and we
scheme.
shouldn't be used the pyramid anyway because
That's the real
the
scheme.
stuff we should be eating is at the tippy top in the smallest amount, and the bottom are the things that we shouldn't be eating, and it's the foundation of the pyramid. That's how come Michelle Obama came up with the My Plate.
And that's driven by
Which
economics.
still has some things on it that we shouldn't necessarily eat because grains aren't always good for you either.
That's driven by economics, the food pyramid.
Absolutely.
Well, I think everything driven by
Most-
economics.
that's
Just
true.
follow the dollar.
But people
You know,
don't think about that way. They think, oh, the federal government says eat this way. We're not questioning that. Like that's what you talk about all the time with us. We don't question where we get that information from, and we don't research and find out. So a lot of people don't realize or even think about that. That's where that information is coming from. It's economic driven for farmers and the federal government to make money, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Milk, you know, the dairy industry.
Which we don't
cheese,
need to. Right. We don't
The
need
medication industry.
Right.
Pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
So,
but it's a circle because you put out there about the food, you make people sick, and then you won't correct it, like Mr. Fleming is saying. You're not correcting it on your own. So what's the doctor trying to help you to do? Is actually put stuff in
Buy their product.
Right.
Pardon? Huh?
Buy their product.
So let's switch gears and talk about why people
the
don't.
Pharmacy, yeah, but
let's talk about why people don't take. Well, why our people don't take vitamins and things of that sort that can help their body. Any natural products or anything that most of the time we're going to take the prescription from doc. We'll go get that, because it's a pharmacist on every corner, like church and alcohol. You got the alcohol, you got the pharmacist, and you got the church. And so, the pharmacist is there. That's the real trap house. And so that's you're gonna go to the trap house. That's right there. You can go in there, and it's a legal trap house.
Right.
So, and I'm not knocking it because a couple of times I had to get something that kept me asleep, and I know y'all said don't do that, but it knocked me out a few times. And I told you before, if I go to the dentist and I'm in pain, I'm getting pain pills. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all say that I'm getting pain pills because for sure I cannot deal with pain. I know some people say they can deal with it. I think my wife can more than me, but I'm not. I mean, I can't even think straight if I'm in pain.
Yes.
So I don't care what they say about that. I'll do that. But it's some people out here that they on 10, 12 medications and won't try anything natural to help them. Or they'll even say, I don't want to mix it with, and I'm like,
oh, my dad.
I'm like, this is like eating
Yeah.
food. So you don't want to eat food with you. I mean, it's
My
natural.
dad.
It's not like I can't mix it with my blood pressure medicine.
My dad
But
said
you
that
mix
to me.
that hog maw with your medication.
Yeah.
My dad definitely said that to me.
But it's what you're conditioned to believe, right? I mean, so that's the belief system.
Where did it come from?
And then it's also associated with their dollar. So here it is. Oh, my insurance covers my medication. Is that vitamin covered under insurance?
Right.
And what they don't realize is that they actually pay more money when they're sick, when they have the chronic illnesses, more money out, but it's just coming out in little dribbles. It's coming out. You put down this over here, you put down this over here, but they don't realize it adds up to like $8,000 to $14,000 more per year than they would spend if they did not have those illnesses.
Right.
And people don't know that.
You got some people who take some of the medication just to be taking it because they friends are taking it. My mom, I remember she used to walk with some people in the neighborhood, and I know for a fact they would talk about taking their blood pressure pills, and she wasn't taking none. So next thing I know, about 2 months later, she got her pill. So I'm like,
she's trying to fit in.
Yeah,
Wow.
She'll swear that she needed it. I'm like, Mom, you ain't never had no blood pressure pill. But she had to be in the conversation. She can't be walking around talking about she ain't on nothing.
I'm not on anything,
yeah,
right?
No,
She will get rejected, like how we get rejected for eating better.
What you mean you ain't on?
That's really sad.
But back, why don't we take?
I don't know.
First of all, we don't believe it works.
Because we started out with the Flintstones. We all started out with them little chalk covered Flintstone vitamins, but at some point when we got older, we wasn't taking them little vitamins no more.
Well, I mean, not just vitamins, just all the other stuff that that you can put in your body to help you. From the liquid vitamins we have, the
probiotics,
like the Flare, the fat burner. Doc, you already said there's a lot of stuff in that.
And the probiotics in that is, I mean, people go to sleep on that. That is so valuable. And so many people.
But I guess nobody talks about that. What do we learn about probiotics?
Females should definitely know about probiotics.
How?
They talk to you about that.
It's good for our hoo-has.
Who talks to you about that?
My gynecologist. If you keep getting a certain condition, you'll start doing some research and trying to figure out how to prevent this.
So women definitely should be on a probiotic.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Linking it's actually become a specialty now for doctors to do lifestyle medicine. It's actually a separate specialty now, because in general, first of all, in medical school, we don't learn a whole lot about nutrition. I think that pediatricians probably know a lot more about nutrition than most other doctors, because we have to for the babies and get the babies growing and all that kind of stuff. So we have to pay attention. But overall, unless we seek that information ourselves, we don't know that information. So the docs are just giving out, unfortunately, just basic information, and they don't actually know the other part. So we have people that have come to us, I'm going to show it to my doctor, and the doctor tells them, oh no, don't take that. They don't even know. They haven't even looked at the ingredients. They don't know. They haven't taken it themselves. They haven't tried it. And that's unfortunate. And I think that that's just how people are. They don't want to be made to look like they don't know. So they tell their patient not to take it without knowing the information or doing their due diligence to find it out. So, and it's just a cop out for the people, because, they go to Walmart, they take 50 things off the shelf and don't ask one question to anybody. And the pharmacist is right there.
That's because he's in Walmart.
Right. They could go to the pharmacist and ask the pharmacist about everything that they're taking off the shelf, but they don't. But they question us to the nth degree about what's in the product and if it's going to interact with their medicine.
Because I think a lot of us are sold on brand names. And so that brand that's in the store, or that store that has a brand name, when we come to people with our products, it doesn't have a brand name. They got to kind of figure out what it is. They got to go research it, but they hadn't seen it on television. They hadn't seen it. And so now they figure, and I believe this, the products that are better for you, a lot of them you're not going to see on television. You're not going to see on the shelves of the stores. You're not going to see it that way. But, that's what we feel comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? We got to go get it, because that's what they tell me. Well, if it's that good, why they ain't Kroger?
I know, that is so bizarre.
Why they didn't?
Why they ain't Kroger? Why they ain't Walmart?
Kroger of all people.
Target. Why they in those stores? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's like, well, you don't have to be in there to, like, you got nice clothing items that's not in Macy's or in Neiman Marcus. They have boutique stores or something. They have places like that where you buy stuff. Yeah. But that ain't what people, when it comes to health, natural products and stuff, they want to see it in the store. They can't take my word for it that, I'm just trying to sell them something. Even though the information is on the bottle, everything is on there. So if you're saying that doctors talk about probiotic, so do the doctors write a script on probiotics or something?
Mine didn't. It just
do
they tell you where to get it?
Yeah, they tell you to go to the store.
Go get it over the counter.
They just talk to me about probiotics, and I'm going to do my own research anyway. But no one ever told me where to go get it.
I was told yogurt has a lot of probiotic in it, and there's pills that they have with probiotic pills they have, and prenatal vitamins. A huge amount of probiotics are in there.
So again, why don't we make healthy alternatives, nutritional products and all natural products a part of our budget each month? Why don't we make, say I'm gonna spend $150 each month on my health and my body, and not prescription drugs, but something that,
because they look at them at like medicine, so they think that it should be covered by the insurance, and if it's not covered by the insurance, then they're not going to spend money on it. And
you said 3 digits. If you go up to 3 digits, people gonna be highly upset. That's too expensive. 3 digits.
150.
I'm saying,
150.
150.
That ain't bad,
It's 3 numbers.
They don't think that. I get that, but they don't think that. Other people don't think that. The majority don't think that.
Okay, I'm saying why? Why don't we think that?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew.
Well, I think that part of it is that things that are related to our health, people do not think that they should pay for it. They think that those things should be paid for. That's why they say, "Oh, I got to go pay the doctor a $20 copay." But guess what?
Well,
That's not even your
yeah.
agreement with a doctor. That's your agreement with your insurance company, with your health insurance
That
company.
you
Doctor
made
has
when
nothing
you
to do with
signed
that.
it.
Right.
But people
I
in
really
general,
don't.
yeah.
I know why we don't do it is because through our history, nobody through our family that was talked about. It wasn't, if you go all the way back, even to, let's just go out, let's say after slavery, we still didn't have enough money or didn't make enough money to go and spend money on healthy products. We had to get what we can eat and put our money together like that. And then it wasn't any training on that. Nobody talked about why you should.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a health class in the 7th or 8th grade, but I don't remember them talking about, vitamins and things that you need to put in your body that you're not getting from the foods you're eating.
Mm-mm.
Because that's what you're doing. You just giving the body what it needs, because the food that we eat is not giving the body what it needs. So when you do that, it's giving the body what it needs. That's why it corrects itself, and you don't have that many illnesses from that. But
did you have people that disagree with that though? What you just said.
What?
You have people that say they eat clean, and so yeah, I just get what I need from my food. They'll say it all day long and look at you like you're crazy when you're talking about. And I don't tell my people to do that because I'm trying to get them. Well, you can't get them to eat healthy. So what are you going to have them do to bridge that? And I think that's a disservice actually. But you have lots of people that are very critical. And so, they believe that the way that they're doing it is right. And I wish that it worked that way, but things are not the same as they were. As far as
everything, the soil is depleted. So we're not even, when I see stuff
look at how
like,
much more exposure you have of the sun and killing off, your vegetation and stuff like that. Like
and pollution. Yeah.
Pollution. Yep. Everybody
I had
shares the same air.
this chemist who make natural products. He said, if it's grown in the United States and it says organic, he says panic. He said he said the soil is depleted. So how you gonna have something that's supposed to be organic in depleted soil? He said it's just not there. But they put that wrapper around it and take the price up. He's like, we gonna give me some organic stuff. We gonna do that now. And so I think a lot of it is just we just don't know. And when we don't know, we're too busy trying to
survive,
make money, and trying to survive. So you don't have time to stop. And that's no different to me. Is that like when people go and vote? Now, come on, when you walk in that booth, 90% of people you don't even know who they are.
No
That's true.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Right, because when I first went to vote, I thought you just voted for the president and the vice president. You flip that sucker on over. It's a whole nother. Where these people come from?
Amendment one.
They've been out there campaigning, but you ain't got time to stop and look at their campaign and then go research them and figure out who they are.
And them amendments.
Yeah,
2 columns on each side.
That's why they be saying go.
And it's in legal jargon.
Or straight Republican. That's why they say that. And now I'm sure it messed some of us up with that. But who has time to stop and research every person that's campaigning and what they're doing and who they are and what they say and
what they said in 1999 versus what they say
now. Yeah, and that's the same thing with food.
The tape that they dug up.
So we just go by what people say.
Right.
And we just,
I don't think everybody does.
Just like the stock market. I believe we could learn that faster, but they made sure it's confusing with the lights and the buttons and all this old stuff flashing.
The strobe light.
A lot simpler than that. But it ain't that complicated.
I don't think
people don't want to stop.
As complicated as the stock market is, because for me, whenever I have a situation, the first thing I do is try to read something. Maybe that's just my nature, and maybe everybody doesn't do that. But to me, with the access to information that we have, you can simply Google, "I'm having high blood pressure. What foods can I eat to bring my blood pressure down?"
You gotta watch out for that, though. You gotta watch out.
Oh Lord.
You got. Sometimes you gotta watch out for that.
I'm just talking about in general. It's not complicated to research and find out what kinds of food and nutrition that you can find in the environment or in your foods to treat or prevent certain conditions. I mean, that is not that hard.
Well, I mean,
It's
yeah.
not that hard.
Well,
But you
but for some people, it is that hard. For
Yeah,
some
you have
people,
more
it
knowledge than most.
is
When they
that
show,
hard.
when they show all them people packed in the
That's
building,
That's not
and
common
they
sense.
running and the bells
I don't
ringing
get
and everybody running.
It may not be common sense, but it's a researchable sense.
It's
Google
not,
it,
but
all
no,
that.
some people they'll hit that Google and like Mr. Fleming just said, they'll read this, go click this link, then click this other link, and that's gonna contradict what this link said,
Yeah.
and then you got this link,
They
and that's
went into unreliable source.
right, and then then they get to
think-
them sources that aren't even reliable, and
I think if
and
you
which
have a
ends up
vested
saying
interest
what
in
they
your
believed
own
in to
health,
begin with. So now they're gonna believe that unreliable source as
well,
opposed to what
if
they
you
should
have a
have read to
vested
begin
interest
with.
in your health, the information is there, in my opinion, for you.
There's gonna be
Yeah,
some
it's
people in the
not
comment section with
Yeah.
unreliable information. They're gonna
Hey, to each his own.
I think people go looking for stuff that's going to match what they
To match
think.
their thing.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
That's how
Pow.
people find churches.
Yeah.
They gonna see what the pastor preaching on. If he ain't preaching on
Right.
adultery, he ain't preaching on whatever.
That
I'ma
ain't my
go there.
thing.
Now,
Yeah.
if he
Good.
preaching on
Yeah.
that. Now, if he
Good.
preaching on racism, I ain't going there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you find what church you want to go to.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, you got to fit right in.
Mhm.
So, but we still ain't answered the question. Why? How can we get people? How can we get us to spend money each month on our health?
You gotta keep talking about it. That's to me, that's the only thing you can do to get people to. It just has to be more awareness, more repetitive, putting that information out. Eventually, just like with how they had us eating, the unhealthy food, they just kept putting it in our faces, putting it in our faces, putting it in our faces. So okay, well, that's all I gotta eat. Well, if you keep putting that information in their face, in their face, in their face, in their face, eventually it's gonna happen.
I think that we have to make sure that the people that are using the products are actually that say that they're using the products are using the products so that people can see what the results are, not only hear but see. And so I think that there's contradiction there, that we have people that say that they're using products but maybe might not be using them consistently or at all sometimes. And I think that dollar comes back into play even for people that believe in the products, they use them, got some result, but then they don't spend the money. They won't continue to spend the money on the products, and so they're not using them. So I think that that's one thing we need to make that more obvious, but we have to continue to talk about it, keep showing it, keep flashing it, and not just once in a while. We all have to be doing it, and we can only convince certain number of people at a time. You got to do your corner of the world, and then hopefully keep expanding it.
Okay, that's your answer. Lavonda, what's your answer?
I would say a part of it is talking about it in places where they do respect the message that is coming forth. For example, like you're talking about in churches, a lot of people respect what the pastor is saying. So if we,
but how do you get the pastor to do
it? It's hard. It's bringing up the conversation, addressing the issue. But some of them are not going to be open to it because, like you said, whenever there's an event, it's fried chicken or what have you. And even like Dr. Nicole was saying, people got to make sure you're taking the products. People know that I'm taking the product, but they still assume, just like that event I was telling you about, they assume that I don't eat because I'm not overweight. So even though they know I'm taking the products and I live a healthy lifestyle, the thought process is I don't eat. That's the reason why I'm healthy and slim. So it's still a change in mindset and how you think about things. So how we do that, I don't know, because I'm around people, they know that I eat. Anybody that's around me know that I eat, but it's still something in the mindset that, they have to change and view it in a different way. How we change it is keep talking about it, keep putting the information out there. And I say, like I said, in the places that we know people are respected, we have to make some kind of entry point there. Like I said, in the churches, I don't know where else that it would be in schools, but they're not going to be on board with that. You see what happened with the food changes that Michelle Obama made. As soon as they were gone, they reversed all that. So
gone
quick. That was like the first thing on the list. So we just have to keep talking about it, educating people and showing them. That's one of the things I do talk to people about, like the research I was talking about. I show people how, to do things and find out for themselves and educate themselves and be an advocate for themselves, even with their physicians. Because a lot of times, if you communicate with your provider, physician, nurse practitioner, whoever it may be, and they see that you want to help yourself to change, they will help you. But a lot of times, they're just so used to people that's not going to make the changes, so they do just write a prescription because most of the time that's easier and that's what they want. But if you are an advocate for yourself and they see that, a lot of times they will work with you and they will send you to a nutritionist, even if they don't know. A lot of them will help you. So I think, like Dr. Nicole said, being advocate in your own corner of the world, your own family and friends and people like that, it has to start somewhere. So,
What do you think, Mr. Fleming?
I thought I gave mine. I'm asking you your turn, Kimberly.
I already said I said the same thing. We just got to keep putting that information out there, and like Lavonda said, start with who has a good influence on your circle, your area. I mean, if it is the church, talk. If you can't get to the pastor, because some people can't get to the pastor, talk to the board, talk to the deacons or the ushers, the children's choir. Talk to who's ever in that facility, or your neighborhood doctor. Talk to those people. Talk to the nail techs, because I know quite a few beauticians and nail techs that have some great influence on the Black community or just communities in general. So, I mean, like we said, just get that information out there. And also what Dr. Nicole said, be a product of your nutrition. You can't tell people, yeah, you got to work out every day. Yeah, you have to take these vitamins. Yeah, you have to clean out your system if you're not even doing it. If they don't see you doing it, you talking about it, but don't nobody see you doing it. you gotta definitely, get yourself in line, get on that path, show them how you're doing, and then, start talking to the people that you talk to every day, like your beauticians, your barbers. Because I know you men be up in there talking in the barbershop. Barbers, nail techs, churches. Just get out there, get that information out. And that's how we'll be able to start bridging that gap within our community.
Okay. So let's talk about why people don't think outside of the box. Tell me why we talk about that a lot, when it comes to.
I mean, we in the box right now as we talking.
Especially us. we're in the squares, but especially our people, when it comes to anything outside of the status quo, anything that we've been taught throughout the system, we look at as a scam, or we look at as, why you doing that? I thought you had a good job, or why you doing that? I thought you had a college degree, or why you doing that? I thought, that this stuff, it doesn't work. And what I mean by that, you've heard me say this a million times. The system teaches us to go to school, get a good education, go get good grades, go get hired on a good job, work there for 30, 40 years, save your money. Or if you want to make more money, go get a master's degree or PhD, which is going to put you in more debt, but you're going to get more money that way. And if you're going to do part-time, you got to work at a big part-time company, like a big company part-time like UPS or FedEx or Delta or something like that. And you're good. You know what I'm saying? That's how you make money. You got, especially us, you got AK on the front and Spellman on the back. And that's C-Class Mercedes, and you good. And I'm saying, why is it that? Why when you come to people with something else that's different from all of that and say, man, this is another way that you can make money. This is another way you can earn an income. This is another way that you can change your life. And I have my ideas on why people do it. I know the conditioning, we've heard it for years. But why do you think that people don't look at or take businesses like that as serious as they do, a job? Not everybody at once.
Kim,
So I'm
I
saying,
thought
like,
Kim
you
was
know,
gonna.
like
I thought
selling
she was
and,
fit to,
you
too.
know, people say I
Oh,
can't
yeah, I
sell
can.
and all that kind of stuff, or I can't, I don't like talking to people, and, you know, why?
I mean, it's like you started. Oh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's like you started. Or you were saying we were taught that that's how it's supposed to go. You have to go to school, get your higher education, like go into debt while you're doing it, and then come out like a doctor and make all that money as a doctor, because that's what we're told. When you become a doctor, lawyer, judge, politician, you're making gajillion dollars,
Hmm.
because that's what we were told. So that's why we keep doing that. That's why we don't think outside of that box, because we're uneducated on what the real knowledge is. And that real knowledge is that's not the case. And I'll come back when y'all go.
So I think people are scared. I think they're scared to do new things. I think they're scared to do things that their friends aren't doing. Um, and I think that they don't believe that they can, and they're afraid of failing. Like, so it just keeps them from doing it. They think because of what they see or what somebody tells them, because a lot of business people may even make it seem as if it's been easy for them to get to, and whatever they may put on social media, especially now, they may be showing like the best of the best, and the best of the best may not even be occurring, but that's what people see, and so they think that they go from zero to that, and if they don't feel that they can, then they won't do it. And Susie's not doing it, and Joe's not doing it, and then they mentioned it to Aunt Sarah, and Aunt Sarah said, "Ooh, you sure you want to do that, baby? You have the money for that, baby?" Then they start putting forth all the barriers, and now you're like, oh, maybe I don't have enough money, maybe I don't know enough, maybe I don't, and then they never start. So I think a lot of it's fear.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is unfamiliarity. I didn't know anything about the type of business that we're a part of before I was introduced to it. I never heard of, I mean, I've heard of like big companies like Avon, but I still didn't understand. I thought, hey, they just selling a roll of deodorant here and there with them and make $20, $40, $50 a week. I'm like, I don't want to do all that for $20 or $50. So I think, we don't really know people who have been hugely successful in this type of business or businesses, period. And so we only can communicate and understand to the level of our own experience. And so if our parents didn't have that experience, our grandparents didn't have that experience, so there's not any kind of conversation about it. So you don't see it that way. That's a big part of it. And then there's this whole storefront thing. Like Dr. Nicole was just saying, I think a lot of people put forth these appearances when it comes to a storefront or what have you. That appears to be a successful business. Now, it may be, but there's also a lot of overhead and different things that come along with that. And a lot of them they don't share. But if you don't have a storefront per se, that's not seen as a real business. So that's again, that's lack of education, which I think Kim said, exposure and not talking about it.
Well, I got a number of reasons. I think it's a list of them for me, but one of them is, we're so used to going to a job, and when you go there, you figure out, how to work the system, because the job pays you just enough that you don't quit, and you work just enough that they don't fire you. And so we figure out how to work the system. I know when I was at AT&T, I had all my little exit ways, and I knew what I was doing. And I also realized too that, well, before I changed to commission, when I had a salary, I realized too that, I was gonna get paid every Friday or every 2 weeks, whether I produced or not. I did a little stuff. As long as I did something, I got a check. In this type business or anything when you're on your own, it doesn't work like that. You could do a little something and don't get paid. And people get frustrated because they come and they operate the same way they operate at the job. In the job, you know, you figured out how to beat the system a little bit, but you think you're beating it, but you're not, because they ain't paying you what you're worth anyway. So it's kind of a even swap there, that you know, you don't work as hard and they don't pay you as much. And so, but you still get paid every week or every 2 weeks. It's guaranteed, as they say, until they fire you, but it's guaranteed up to that point. You know what I'm saying? But in our business, it's not. What's guaranteed is you must produce to get something. If you don't get anything. And I think a lot of people, they'll try something, and when it doesn't work that way, they'll say, oh no, I can't do that, because I don't think a lot of people really know what it takes to go to work. I mean, to really put some time in, because like I said, we figure out how to beat the system on the job. Now that's one thing. Another thing I think is, somebody said it, that they're afraid to fail, you know, because when you start off in something new and different, you're going to fail. You're going to be laughed at. You're going to be talked about. People are going to snicker when you start doing something different. And a lot of people don't want to deal with that. They can't. That's a self-esteem issue. That's a issue that a lot of us have by the way we grew up. And so that self-esteem issue is still there. I don't care if we got 2 cars, 2 houses, 2 good jobs. That issue is still there. You worried about, I think I saw this video, and I talked about it the other day. It's on YouTube. You can go pull it up. So it ain't nothing that I shouldn't say, but it's a video out called How to Sell to Negroes. Mm-hmm. And it came out in 1954. You can go to YouTube, put it in, How to Sell to Negroes. And it's like a typical video you would put out on how to drive a car, or how to do this and how to do that, how to sell to Negroes. And one of the things they said in there is that Black people are diehard on Black people are more concerned about how people think than any other race, than any other culture. We are so concerned on how people look at us, how our neighbor look at us, and what people think about what we say. Now, we'll say we're not, you know, we'll say that all day long, but we're so concerned about our neighbor and our co-workers and what they're going to say about us when we're doing something different. And there's a way that they talk about how to sell to, as they say, Negroes in the video. And, you know, it's a way that we got to see brand. We got to see something that makes us feel good. And they sell us on the brand. That's why I said a lot of us, the reason we don't buy some healthy stuff or some products that we don't know about, because we're so brand conscious that we got to have that. We don't feel secure unless we have that particular brand. And so a lot of us, you know, we get involved with companies, or you come to them with an opportunity to do something different and make some money, and they don't know the brand. You know, it ain't in the stores. You know, it's not anywhere. So people are, I don't know if I'm gonna do that, because, you know, I had a partner of mine I talk about that I took to a presentation. He said, well, you know, I'll pay for it, but I got to put the product under my bed. I can't be using that stuff. I'm like, this is some of the best product in the world. Look at the ingredients. Look at it. It ain't been manufactured like the products in the store to just, you know, to ship out to millions and millions of people. Matter of fact, our products are coming fresh pretty much. You know, once they create the product and make it, then they ship it out. You know, you can go in these stores, man, and that product been sitting on that shelf for how long, or in the back in the warehouse for how long?
Forever.
Yeah, back there. They just moving it up to the front, you know. But we don't look at it that way because it's brand. You know, the brand is not there. You know what I'm saying? If you came to that same person and say that Coca-Cola has set up a division where they're going to market, you know, different products and healthcare products and different that, you'll have people take that more seriously because it's Coca-Cola and they believe in Coke, and Coke, one of the worst products out here that's trying to kill people. But we look at the brand, and so it's hard for us to see anything else from that. That's why we always talk about influencers. If you got a person that's an influencer that can look past the brand and look at a something that's real opportunity, or something that person can get a lot of people, because they know because other people believe in them and they think this person knows what they're doing. Because a lot of times we bring on board people that are not influencers. And so that's what people see. So they look at that. They say, well, oh man, little Jimmy down the street doing that. I know I don't need to be doing. I got my college degree, and we let y'all got little Jimmy in there. Well, the thing about it is, the good thing is, different opportunities are. The good thing is that, it's available to anybody. That's also a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be approved to be accepted to start, but it's also a bad thing because some people look at that as if Billy Bob, from the 7-Eleven is doing that, then me, I'm a doctor or I'm a businessman. I can't be, and that's furthest from the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think those are the conditionings that we have when it comes to thinking outside the box. And it don't even have to be a business like ours. It could be anything that wasn't taught about throughout the school system for years and years and years. Anything that because when you mention it, in our head, we just run through everything. It's like, well, I don't remember, Miss Johnson in the 12th grade talking about this. So I don't remember, the business school talking about this. It just runs through our head. And so then when we don't see that, we kick it back. Or what comes up is Lil Bubba.
Little Bubba.
Lil Bubba was doing that stuff. And see, that's why I ain't gonna do it. And so, but that all goes back to we concerned how people think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We concerned of what people gonna say. We concerned about, whether we gonna look and feel bad, look bad in front of people. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, in order for you to win in life, you're gonna have to look bad in front of people in the beginning because you're learning something new. Unless you got a job that they pay you a certain amount and you go back in the corner and you're on a computer all day and that ain't that you're not going to change your life financially like that. So that's what I feel is, and I think it's a challenge when we talking to people, but that doesn't mean we still can't, because you never know who you're going to hit. Because look at me myself, I never thought that I would when I was working at AT&T, man, that's all I thought I was going to do. I never pictured, I didn't know if I was going to stay at AT&T that long, but I just never pictured doing something on my own. Mm-hmm. I just never did. And so I stumbled across it because of tax breaks. A young lady said, you need to have a home-based business. And so when I did that, then I started researching it and started thinking about it. And then before you know it, I'm out here talking about it and even teaching it, which I said I would never do anything like that. So, right. So you never know who you're talking to that might be open.
Right. And it might be somebody like me.
Right.
That I always thought that I would have my own business, and it took me years before I had my own business. So, doing things the way that they're usually done. And, even though I envisioned myself being a doctor different from how I was being a doctor, because I always envisioned myself having my own practice, like how they do in a lot of the homes in New York. Because I grew up in New York in the beginning, a lot of doctors had their office just like Cliff Hooks.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like that. And then, it didn't happen that way. And so somewhere along the line, the vision kind of got knocked out and I didn't work for myself for a long time. So, there are people that want to, that, haven't gotten there yet. So people want to hear what we got for sure.
Well, I think we have to keep talking about it and showing people, because, the wealthy and anybody who makes money, that makes a nice amount of money, they make it in a way that is not the system way. Like it's not, the salary way, it's not the clocking in way. And I'm not saying that's not a bad way. I'm not saying it, but I'm saying there's other ways that people make money, and mainly the wealthy, they don't make money that way. They make money through leverage, incorporating the efforts of other people through all kind of other processes where they're not even working to get money coming in. And I just saw some other day said they make money by thinking too. So yeah, so we gotta, keep putting that out front and talking about it, because I think a lot of us realize too that the people we thought had enough sense to kind of understand. I ain't gonna say enough sense. I'm just saying the people we thought would see outside of the box.
Yeah.
They not.
No.
They still inside the box, and they still had that inside the box thinking.
Yeah.
But it's crazy though, because I feel like we do that anyway for free. Like the way we let people know about, changing your lifestyle by, doing healthier things or traveling, finding, if you stay at a hotel, you're going to tell everybody about that experience in that hotel and send that hotel, business by telling everybody. So it's like we do this stuff anyway for free.
But there you go.
Mm-hmm.
We can't have you get paid from it.
Yeah. You're gonna get rich off me.
No, you ain't gonna.
My friends ain't gonna get rich off me.
The Hilton will and
Right,
and,
Walmart and
Walmart,
Target and AMC and
Not you.
not you. You're not getting a dime from
that
off of
is
me.
just preposterous.
And the whole thing is that most of them won't say it, but it's just by their action.
Right. Oh, I don't do that. I'll support you.
Right.
Mm-mm. You
They
support
go right
Target.
down the street and support Walgreens.
Right, you
Right down the
support Target.
street. Yeah.
Right. Walgreens, that part.
Yeah, that's
part.
one of the issues right there, that people don't want you
The real
to
trap
see
house.
Yeah, they don't want to see you advance and be successful, because then the light is shined on them that they're not doing it.
Right.
So why do that? Why try to help you out? I'll just come up with all kind of reasons why not to do it. And then secretly hope that you don't win. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have to look bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. That's what they call it, the crabs in the barrel.
Yeah.
But people do that. I had somebody very, very happy to tell me when I started doing my weight management that I don't think I can afford that right now. And 2 months later, she ran to come and tell me in the church, oh, I started with this person, so and so, and I really like them. And I'm like, what? So you went and paid somebody else what you said you couldn't afford to pay me.
Don't go there.
Okay. I cut that conversation short. Because then we don't need to talk about it. You're
Right.
taking care of. I'm glad that you found something that works for you. Go for it.
Right.
But yeah, people do that all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
That's sad though, but that's how we think, and that's how we got to change that. We got to change that thinking. And there's a number of ways we do that. We already talked about that, but we have changed environments. So I guess we got enough time in today. We got 2 hours.
Yeah, we got a lot of material.
We got a
We
lot
got
of
140.
Yep.
We got a lot of footage that
All
we
right.
can use. So
all right, I'm gonna cut the recording.
all right.